Hello guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hello. Hey, hi. So the last class what we discussed. So what is positive testing and what is negative testing, guys? Anyone? What is meaning of positive testing and what is meaning of negative testing? Anyone?
If result is as per the requirement, then it is positive, and if it is not, then it is negative.
Yes, correct. Good. For what purpose we are doing the testing? For what purpose we are doing the testing, guys? For a bug?
Testing is done to check whether the result is as per the requirement of the client or as per the product.
Yes, correct. Good. So please don't say that testing for bugs. Okay. So can we do 100% of testing? Is it possible?
No, sir.
No, it's not possible. Good. So don't say what is testing means finding the bugs. So you need to say that it should work as per the given requirement. Okay. Good. Today is very important topic. Let's see. Okay. So far we know what is testing. What are the now we want to learn what are the types of testing. So what are the types of testing? Guys, can you please confirm? Are you able to see my screen?
Yes,
No,
sir.
right? Mm. Now, so what are the types of testing? Types of testing or what we can say that structural testing. So don't say white box. We always use good words. So structural testing and functional testing. So one thing you need to remember always, the software testing is a process of verification whether the project will be acceptable to its end user or not. So who need to accept your project? End user. So you always think like what? End user. Okay, not like a client. Okay, so you always think how end user will happy with your product. Okay, you need to who need to accept? The end user need to accept. See, we accept Amazon, we accept Prime. Okay, Amazon Prime, we are accepted it, right? If we people are rejected means no one will watch the any movie in the Prime, right? So the people need to accept your project. Okay, such a way you need to test your product. Okay, there are two types of testings. What are there? One is structural testing, another is what? Functional testing. So what is structural testing? So structural testing we can call it as what? White box testing. Now functional testing we can call it as what? Black box testing. Now tell me who will do the structural testing and who will do the functional testing. Anybody have idea? Now, so far we are learning what is testing. Testing means to check whether the application is working as per the given requirement or not. But now what we are saying, there are two types of testing. One is structural testing, another is what? Functional testing. Then who will do the structural testing and who will do the functional testing? Anybody have idea? Anybody have idea? Okay, that's fine. So structural testing we can call it as what? White box testing. So who will do the white box testing? Let's see. The testing is based on knowledge of internal logic of application code. See, internal logic of application code. If you know the code, if you know the logic, in that case, what kind of testing you will do? White box testing. Now tell me who knows the code, developer or tester? Who knows?
Developers.
So white box testing is done by
Developers.
developer. Simply, you can simply say that the white box testing is done by developers. No need to by heart, no need to read, no need to write any notes. Simply, if you understand the concept, it's very easy to understand. Okay, see, testing are what? Two types. What are there? Structural testing and functional testing. Structural testing we can call it as what? White box testing. Functional testing we can call it as what? Black box testing. Now you got a question mark. Who will do the white box testing and who will do the black box testing? That is our question, right? So who will do the white box testing? The testing is based on knowledge of internal logic of application code. If you know the application code, then what kind of testing you can do? You can do white box testing. Now, general thing, who knows the code? Who knows the logic? Developer or tester? Who
Developer.
knows the logic? Who knows the
Developer.
application code? Developer, right? So simply what we can say that white box testing is done by the developer. See, internal software and code working should be known. You should know the code. Then only you can do what? White box testing. Otherwise, you cannot do white box testing. Internal software and code working should be known for this type of testing. If you know the coding, if you know the logic, then what kind of testing? Interview, they will ask you reverse question. Do you know code and do you know that logic? And in that case, what kind of testing you do? So you can say that I will do the white box testing. Why they call it as it's a white box? Can anyone? Why they call it as it's a white box? They can call it as a pink, red box or green box or yellow box. They can call it as any name, right? But why they call it as it's a white box? Anybody? Why they call it as it's a white
No,
box?
sir.
Sorry? Yes. You're saying something? Why they call it as it's a white box? Because white box, in white paper, if you write anything, right, what will be there? You can see that content, right? The same thing if you take any white box or a glass box, if you put keep anything in that box, right, the visibility is there. So the same way the developer can see the code, so the developer will see that code. This is what method, this is what class, this is what method. So these kind of testing will done by the developers. Okay, that's the reason they call it as what? It's a white box testing. In interview, they will ask you. This is also called as what? A glass box. What is called glass box testing? Don't confuse. Glass box testing is nothing but what? White box. Transparent box. It's nothing but what? White box. Clear box. What is called clear box testing? So don't confuse. Clear box means I'm able to see the code. So if I'm able to see the code means that we can call it as what? White box testing. Understanding, right? They call it as many names: clear box, transparent box, open box. Understanding, right? All are belongings to what? White box testing. The tests are based on the coverage of code statement and branches and path and condition. This we can call it as what? Unit testing or a component testing. Interview question: can you define what is unit testing? Can you define what is component testing? So what is called component testing? What is called unit testing? The unit testing is nothing but what? White box testing. The unit testing is nothing but what? White box testing. Understanding, right? So it's very easy, guys. If you understand the concept, it's very easy. Okay. So don't read. Most of the people, I saw that most of the people are reading the things. One second, guys. Yeah, sorry guys, it's important call. Yeah, so don't by heart. The people are by hearting. There are two types of testing. One is white box, one is black box. If you read like that, right, they will reject you. So first of all, you need to understand who will do the white box testing. The developer need to do the white box testing. Now again the question mark. Testing team is there now. Already testing team is there. Then why developer need to do testing? Anyone? We are there, right? Testing team is anyhow we are there. But why developer need to do the testing?
Because developer knows the internal knowledge about the codes and tester doesn't know each and everything about the codes.
Ah, that's correct. You are very near to that. Hmm. See, now anyone want to share their answer? Why we need to do? Why developer need to do the testing? testing team is already there, right? Then why developer need to do testing? Anyone? Okay. You want to say something? See, whatever the developer is writing the code, right, at least one time they need to check from their end, at least one time, because you are thinking that what I'm writing that code is correct, but might be it is wrong also, right? So dev team, whatever the code, they suppose they implemented home page, okay, in home page they're writing some code, okay, so what are the code they written, right? That code at least one time they need to check whether this code is working properly or not. If they are not testing this one, suppose they are not testing, simply they will send this code to whom? To the QA. Okay, now what QA will do? They will test this one and they will say that I'm finding lot of issues. So again, what will happen? This issues will report it to whom? Again, these issues will report it to whom? To the developer. Again, developer what they will do? They will modify the code. They fix the code. But again, developer is not testing. Simply again sending to whom? To the QA. Again the QA is rejected. Okay, QA again they find some issues. Lot of issues they're finding. Again, what they will do? Again, these issues will report it to whom? To the developer. Understanding, right? What is happening in the real time? So this is the way to avoid these kind of things. Every time this guy is writing the code, this guy is rejecting. This guy is writing the code, this guy is rejecting. So what will happening here? The time waste and we are losing the productivity. Okay, days is gone, but we are not getting any productivity. So to avoid these kind of things, what we are doing, we are asking to the developer, whatever you are writing the code, right, at least one time you need to test from your end. Developer need to test at least one time. Okay, that kind of testing we can call it as what? Unit level testing or a component testing. All are belongings to what? To the white box testing. Okay, see, the white box testing is also known as clear box. Sometimes they will ask you, what is clear box? What is open box? What is glass box? What is transparent box? So these all are belongings to what? White box testing. So in case in future or next coming days you want to become a developer, means you also need to do the testing. No, I don't want to do testing, I only write the code, means no one will accept it. Anyone need to do testing. Definitely, if you are a developer also, what kind of testing you need to do? You need to do a white box testing, that is nothing but a structural testing. So you need to test at least one time whether whatever the code you written, right, that should work properly or not before you are sending to whom? To the QA. Understanding, right? I am know the code, I will write my code and I'm just simply sending to the QA, means no one will accept it, because you need to test that code at least one time. You need to check whether your code is working properly or not. You need to test that. Understanding, right? So that is very very important, guys. People are ignoring that. No, it's very very important. Okay, see, developer is also check control flow of the testing, data flow of the testing, branch testing, path testing, statement. In case the developer will write some statements that is working properly or not, they need to check decision coverage. So don't worry, we are not do all the things. This all will be done by your developer. That is what the QA is always important in any organization. Without QA they won't launch any product in the market. Okay, understanding, right? So developers is also do the testing. So what kind of testing they do? They will do the structural testing. Okay, now coming to black box testing, this is very very important. Who will do the black box testing? Can anyone tell me who will do the black box testing?
Tester.
Testing team, right?
Okay.
See, that is the reason I'm asking. If you don't know anything, you can get into the testing side. So not required any coding. coding knowledge is not required. See, if it is the application is implemented with the Python, not Python knowledge is not required. If the application is implemented with the Java, Java is not required. If any coding language the application is developed with that coding language is not required for us. We are not see any code. We are never see any code. That's the reason they call it as what? Black box. Black box means what? Nothing will be. If you keep something also, we cannot see that in that because black box. So completely it's a black box. Then how we will testing the things? Can anyone tell me how? We don't know code. Then how you are testing?
Based on the
Automated
requirements,
testing.
client
What?
requirements. So
Correct, correct. Good, good, excellent. So based on what? Requirements and functionality. See, I don't know anything about Amazon application. I don't know anything about Flipkart application, but I'm ready to test. How you are ready to test that application? You don't know anything about the code. You don't know Python, you don't know Java, you don't know .NET, then how you will test that application? Yes, we can test that application. We always based on what? Requirement. That is what we discuss, right? What is testing? To ensure means what? Make sure that whether the application is working as per the given requirements or not. So the organization will provide you what? The project manager or a project lead will provide you what? Requirement specification document. Based on the requirement specification document, we are verifying. So what you need to do? First of all, you need to understand the requirements. If you are not reading properly requirements, you don't know where the requirements, you don't know the functionality, then how you will do the testing? People are thinking testing means only simply finding the defects. No. If you are working in any financial application, banking application, you need to know what is banking, how it's the banking application it works, how users need to create, how users will work, how users will get the card, how the users will do the transactions, everything you need to know. Then only you can do the testing. People are thinking without manual we will directly go with automation means they cannot do anything because first of all you need to understand what is that application, what is the flow of the application, what is the functionality of the application, you need to know. Then only you can test, right? Without knowing anything, simply you are thinking that I will find the defect means the defects will not be get. If you have a more functional knowledge, if you have a more requirement knowledge, then only you can find lot of bugs. Understanding, right? So this is very very important. I told you, right? In the project, anyhow we will discuss when the project will come. FRS document they will provide you. What is called FRS? Functional
functional.
requirement specification document. See, I don't know anything code here, but here in this document I can easily understand. This page is what? Login page. This page is what? Login page. In this login page, what will be there? The page will have the fields like what? User ID will be there and password will be there. So what I need to understand, once I need to launch that application, right? I need to check user ID is there or password will be there. Now the condition they will provide, enter the valid CEO user ID, enter the valid CEO user ID and password. Okay, when you enter the password, valid password. Okay, when you enter the valid password and click on what they're saying, click on login button. See how simple it is. They're providing each and every statement here. As a tester, what you need to do? You need to follow this document. So first you need to check user ID is there or not, password is there or not, and simply enter the valid user ID and valid password and click on login button. So once you click on the login button, right, what is your expected result? Can anyone tell me what is your expected result?
Admin homepage.
Good, excellent. Admin homepage. If it is not getting admin homepage, then this is the bug. Okay, so you don't know code, then how you are testing now? Based on requirement specifications document. How you are telling admin homepage? How confidently you are telling now? admin home page based on requirement. What is functionality here? Can anyone tell me what is functionality here? Valid user ID, valid password, and click on login. That is what functionality. Understanding, right? So testing is very easy, guys. If you understand the requirements and specifications, okay, if you understand the requirements and specification, then your testing part is very, very easy. You can go for 5 years fake experience also, but in the call I cannot say all these things. It is recorded call. I'm telling, if you don't know anything also, you can easily get into the testing side. But what you need to do, you need to understand the requirements first. Don't say testing job is easy, testing there is no jobs, salaries are very less, there is no openings. I'm not believe all these things. If you have a talent, you can get more than developer salary. I'm telling you, you are getting more than developer salary. You are thinking only developer will get more salary, testers will get less salary. No, I'm not agree with that. If you have a talent, that is what talent means. What? Not only manual, you need to learn other things. Manual, SQL, APIs, database, cloud also, data structures is also, then you can demand how much salary you want. Companies are ready to give that salary because you are a more talented person, not only manual. People are only manual. I'm learning, I'm not getting salaries, I'm not getting the jobs, means no, I'm not agree with that. First, initially you need to go by step manual first, after that automation, after that APIs, after that database, after that you can go with it. Whatever the field you like, you can switch into that area. Okay. But there are a lot of importance for testing also. Signity company's entire testing team, Value Labs is what entire the testing team. Understanding, right? Recently Microsoft will be get a problem, right? They found one bug, right? Crowd strike. Okay. So see, no one will cannot do 100% of testing, and no one cannot we cannot say that after release we cannot find any defects. Okay, definitely will get the defects. Understanding, right? That issue we need to test. Why, where it is missed, in what release it is missed, what is the scenario it was missed. That all who need to do, testing team need to do. Understanding, right? So white box testing means, just now we discussed, the white box testing is always done by the developers because they need to test at least one time whether the code is working properly or not. So developer will do also testing, and testing team is also do the testing. In interview question they will ask you one question: is your developer will do the testing? What is your answer? You need to say yes. Most of the people they say, no, my developer never do testing. Then other person he will get, oh, you don't have real experience. Developer is also do testing. What kind of testing they will do?
White
Structural.
box.
White box testing. That you need to explain them. Yes, the developer will do testing. That testing is nothing but what? White box testing. Is it required? Now you need to answer yes. It is required because whenever the developer is write some code, right, at least one time they need to check whether the code is working properly or not before they're sending to the QA. Understanding, right? You need to explain like that. Don't say there are two types of testing, one is white box, one is black box. If you say like that, they will reject you. Okay. So though you always say that what is the importance of the testing. Okay. See, the black box testers, internal system design is not considered in this type of testing. I'm ready to test any kind of application. It is Python related application, I'm ready to test. If it is .NET related application, I'm ready to test. If it is Java related application, I'm ready to test. Okay, because internal system design is not considered in this type of testing. I'm least bothered whatever the code you are writing, I'm not bothered. But I always based on what requirements. So organization means your lead will provide that all the documents based on the requirement specification documents. You need to test the functionality as per the functionality is working correctly or not, as per the requirement it is correctly or not, you need to check. Other than unit testing, the remaining testing types belongings to what? Black box testing. Now tell me, you are black box testers or a functional testers or a white box testers? Which testing you are belonging now? Which
Black
testing?
box.
Black box.
Black box and functional testing.
Functional.
Functional, because in interview when you are writing in the Naukri, right, you just mentioned that functional tester. See, functional testing is nothing but what? Black box testing. Structural testing is nothing but what? White box testing. So you are belongings to what? Black box and functional testing. So this is one of the most important one. Anybody have any questions? Test. Never say there are two types. Okay, you need to say testings are structural and functional. Now question will come. Who will do the structural testing and who will do the functional testing? Now you need to say that the structural testing also we can call it as what? White box testing. The white box testing is done by the developer because they know the internal logic and application of the code. At least one time they need to test their application, the code. What are the code? What is the written by the developer? At least one time they need to check before they sending to the QA. That is your answer. Okay. And who will do the functional testing? The functional testing is done by the QA based on requirements and functionality. We make sure that it should work as per the given requirement and make sure that it should work as per the functionality. Understanding, right? Is it clear? Anybody have any questions here? It's very easy, guys, but it's very very important. Anybody have any questions so far? Is it clear, guys? Yes or no?
Sir,
Okay, good.
Yes.
Mhm. So easy, no need to by heart, okay? No need to write also notes. If you understand the concept, you can keep in your mind. You can go interview directly. Okay. Now, black box techniques. We are also follow some techniques. Okay, equivalency partition, boundary value analysis, cause effect graphing. We will see this one when the project will comes. We will discuss. But don't worry, it's very easy. But one of the most important interview question is what? BVA. What is called BVA? BVA is nothing but what? Boundary value analysis. Now you have an interview question. Now generally you have to test the username is there. How we are testing as per the black box testers? We always test with the requirements. Username is requirements is what? 4 to 15. Okay. Now how you will test this one? So your requirement is what? 4 to 15 characters should be accepted. So how you will test this one? So BVA, what is called BVA? Boundary value analysis. So there is a technique we can use here. What is the minimum value here? Minimum value. What is the minimum value? 4.
Four.
Uh, what is the maximum value?
20.
15. Right? So how you will test this one? Simple technique. No, some people will test like 4 characters, 5 characters, 6 characters, 7 characters, 8 characters, 9 characters, 10 characters, 11 characters, 12 characters, 13 characters, 14 characters, 15 characters. See, lot of time wasted, right? Don't do that one. Okay, you can use simple technique. Minimum minus one. Okay, maximum plus one. The technique is what? Boundary value analysis. So here, what will happen if you use this technique? 4 minus 1, how much? 3, right? So here you can enter 3 characters A, B,
Yes.
C. Is this valid or invalid?
Invalid.
Sorry?
Invalid.
Invalid, right? Yes, it is invalid. So if system is accepting means it is a bug. If system is not accepting means it is working as per the functionality. Understanding, right? So this is one of the most important one. And simply you can do one more thing. 15 plus 1, how much? 16. Yeah, so you can enter what? 16 characters here. This is valid or invalid?
Invalid.
Invalid, right? Yes,
Valid.
invalid.
It.
Invalid, right? See, our requirement, I told you, right? You just concentrate only on requirement. Don't need to worry about other things. Okay, our requirement is what, 4 to 15 characters only. If 3 characters it is accepting, means it is a bug. If it is 16 characters it is accepting, means it is a bug. No need to ask whether it is bug or not. You need to wait for a lead. You need to wait for someone. Not required all the things. If this is not working, then you can raise the defect. Then you will get lot of confidence. You will get lot of confidence here, because this is not working as per the given requirement. Because our requirement is what, 4 to 15, but it is accepting 3 characters and it is accepting 16 characters. So this is what bug. No need to ask whether it is bug or not. I need to wait for someone. I need to cross check with the developer. I need to cross check with my lead. No, not at all, not required. If anyone asks you why you raise the defect, yes, as per the requirement it is not working. Can you please explain how it is not working? Yes, it should not accept 16 characters and it should not accept the 3 characters, but it is accepting. So that's the reason I raised the defect. Oh, that's good. Thank you for more information. So this is the way you need to talk in the organization also. Okay. So this is the defect. You need to tell them very clearly. That is what I told you, right? Communication is one of the most important one. Forget about testing concept. If you have a good communication skills, then you can get into the testing side within 1 or 2 months. Without zero knowledge, without knowledge. But communication is very, very important. You need to explain, right? You're telling bug. What is that bug? You need to explain to the developer. You need to explain to the team what is this bug. So that's the reason I'm telling, if you have a good communication skills, right, you can easily crack the interview. Okay. So this is what, and range. What is the range? 4 to 15. Okay. After that, you can check 4 characters. No need to check all the characters. You can check 10 characters and 11 character, because the loop, if in case that logic is working, means definitely it will work for all the numbers. Okay. So no need to test 4, 5, 6 characters, 7 characters. No need to test all the characters. But make sure that you need to check the boundaries. 4 is working properly or not. 15 characters is working properly or not. And 4 minus 1, 3 characters. If you enter the 3 characters, it should not allow. In case if it is allowing, means that is a bug. And the similar way you can check the 15 plus 1, 16. 16 characters should not allow. In case it is allowing, means it is a bug. So these kind of testing we can call it as what, boundary value analysis. This formula will can this technique can, you can use anywhere. Okay. Suppose the phone number will be there. The phone number. So what is the boundary value analysis here? The 10-digit number. So what you can do here? 10-digit number. So what you can do? 10 minus 1. Okay, 9. Is it valid? No, right? It is an invalid number.
No.
Okay, yeah,
Not
invalid.
valid.
Yeah, simple.
Mm.
10 plus 1. 10 plus 1. 11 characters you are giving. So 10, oh, sorry, 10 plus 1, 11, right? It should not allow. In case it is allowing, means it is a bug. So how I'm doing all the things? BVA. What is called BVA? Boundary value analysis. Is it clear, guys? Anybody have any questions? So testing is very easy, but not easy. You need to understand the requirements. If you are in good in your requirements, right? If you understand the requirements, right? I'm telling, right? You can go for 6 years or 7 years also, not a problem. You can go, not a, without any knowledge you can go, not a problem. But I'm not understanding the requirement. I don't know what I need to do. If you say like that, right? No one will take you. First you need to understand the requirements. So requirements they will provide you. I told you, right? It's very easy. They will provide you each and every requirement. Each and sometimes they will provide the with the diagrammatic also. Okay. Flow charts. They will provide what? Flow charts. See how, if it is not required BTech and MTechs and all the things. Anyone can do. 10th class guys also can do. But maturity levels is very, very important. What is happening here? If you go with valid user ID, valid password, click on login, what is happening? Admin homepage should come. Okay, if admin homepage is not getting, it is a bug. valid if you are login with branch manager. Okay, branch manager user id, branch manager password, click on the login button. What page should come? Branch manager page should come. Okay, if you understand like this, right, it's very easy. Valid agent user id, you need to log in with valid agent user id, valid agent password, click on login button. That what page should come? Agent home page should come. Okay, and customer, if you are logging with the customer user id, customer password, what page should come? Customer home page should come. So now I'm asking to testing this one. Now you start testing. So home page is not getting, now you raise the bug. And branch manager homepage is not getting, you can simply say it is a bug. Agent is not working, you can simply say it is a bug. And customer id is not working, and the customer password, even though you are giving valid one also, you are not seeing the customer homepage, then it is a bug. So what else you want? You can test any kind of application. Here we are not seeing any code. What code is written, what parameter is given, what id is given, we are not checking all the things. We are checking with ui. What is called ui? User interface. Understanding, right? And also we are checking with what? Functionality. Okay, is it clear, guys? Anybody have any questions here? So bva is one of the most important one. Boundary value analysis, bva. Okay, so testing, or we can say that structural and functional. And the structural testing we can say that white box testing, and functional testing we can say that black box testing. Then structural testing is done by the developer, and black box testing is done by the testing team. Then question, why the developer need to do the testing? So you need to tell them they need to check at least one time whether the code is working properly or not. They need to check. Without knowing of code, how you will test? Interview question, you don't know anything about the code, you don't know anything about that application. How you will test our application? In that case, simply you need to answer that I will, first of all, I will go with the understanding the requirement. Once I understanding the requirement, then I will start testing on your application. Okay, is it clear, guys? Anybody have any questions so far? Now see, if you observe this diagram, black box testing, we don't know anything, just we are giving input and we are getting output. Whether this output is correct or not, how you are telling? You are giving input and you are getting some output, but this output is getting correctly or not, how you will confirm?
As per the requirements.
Absolutely, excellent. So we always get a question mark, is it correct or not, is it correct or not? But how I'm validating with that? Based on the requirement. If I'm developer means I know the logic, I know the code, I can easily say that this is the right answer. But as a tester, I don't know whether it is right or wrong. Okay, I'm just giving input, I'm getting some output. This output is correct or not, how I'm validating? Based on the requirements, based on your requirements. Understanding, right? So the testing team is always get question mark, it is correct or not, it is correct or not. How I'm conforming with that whether it is correct or not? Based on your requirements. If you observe this picture, the developer knows his logic, he is giving input and he knows his output also. Okay, he always check whether his logic is working properly or not. Okay, so he can able to see the code and he can check that output also. Okay, so but black box testers, we don't know what is written the code there. Okay, because we are not work on any code, we just give the input, we are getting some output. That output we are checking whether it is valid or not. Most of the people, they will ask, do I need any programming knowledge? No. If you don't know any programming knowledge also, welcome. Okay, you can go for testing side. Not required any programming knowledge. You don't know, zero knowledge on program also, you can start your career with the testing side. Okay, implementation knowledge also not required. But what is required for us? Requirement specifications. We always depends on where? Requirements and functionality. So we need to always depends on requirements and specifications. When you're talking about developer side, programming knowledge is what is required. Implementation knowledge is what required. Detailed designs. If you will provide some designs, right, based on the designs they will start writing and implementation the code. Okay, this is what the difference between the developer and tester. Okay, if you are going with the development side, You must and should you need have some good programming knowledge, and also you need to implementation knowledge, how to implement that logic and all the things. Okay, but black box testers is not required. Okay, we always depends on what requirement specifications. Yeah, tomorrow we'll see because it will take some time. SDLC, one of the most important topic. What is called SDLC? Software Development Life Cycle. This is the campus interview question. Suppose if you are in campus, fourth year, definitely they will ask you this question. Without this question, there is no campus interview. Understanding, right? So even developer or a tester or anyone, they will ask you, do you know what is SDLC? What is called SDLC? Software Development Life Cycle. See, we can do our testing own, but we need to follow some process, right? Process is very, very important. Okay. So every organization they follow what? SDLC process. Why we need to follow this process? If you follow this process, what will happen? This life cycle defines the methodology for what? For improving the quality of software and overall development process. If you follow this one, will get what? Quality of software. So any organization you can go with the startup companies, or you can go with MNC level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5 companies. They follow what? SDLC process. What is this SDLC? SDLC is nothing but what? Software development life cycle. Suppose if we got the project, what we will do? We'll do immediately testing. What we will do, guys? Suppose we got the project from DurgaSoft. So what we will do first? First we will start testing. Yes or no? What we will do first?
First, we'll see the requirements.
Ah, excellent. First, what we need to do? I told you right. First, you need to go with what requirements. And once you got the requirements, what we need to do? We need to analyze, right? Because I required some team. I need to hire the team. I need some good testing team. I need a good development team. First, analyze. Analyzing means what? Now I'm giving some project to today itself, but we need to analyze, right, whether we can do or not. That is also important, right? Money is not important. If I'm giving money today only, you build the house means no one will build the house in a single day. Even you have the crores of money, also they won't build in within a single day. They have some process, whether it is possibilities or there, or whether we can build or not, whether it is having the scope, what is the scope of that. They need to check all the things, right? Understanding, right? Now I have the money today only, I want the car now right away at 8 p.m. I want this car means no, they won't give like that. They will say that, sir, could you please wait and could you please follow the process. First, you need to pay the initial amount and we will check the delivery is available or not. If the delivery will be available, then we will hand over the car at 8 p.m. But they will check that things, right? Whether it is possibility is there or not. So that is very, very important. When the project will come, we will not immediately, we will not start all the things. So first, what we need to do, we need to go with what? Requirements. So someone is says that, right? Requirements. Once we got the requirements, what we need to do? Analysis. There is lot of analysis will be there in real time. Risk analysis, risk mitigation, risk strategy. Employees is not there, then who will do this work? So they will hire the people. That's the reason in campus interview they will hire them. They will sit in the bench. If you go with the TCS, if you go with Infosys, if you go with the bigger companies, they will hire always the people. Okay, they will tell to the client, hey, don't worry, we already hired a lot of people, lot of software people is ready on the bench. If you have got the project, we will manage. We have a lot of resources will be there, because once the project will come, resources is not available means then who will do this work? So resources is also is very, very important. People are saying IT recession. The people are saying that the same word from the last 2008 onwards. There is no recession. Understanding, right? Job is very, very important and job is required for IT companies. Okay, the people are saying there is no job, there is no openings, the lot of people there removing from the organization. No, don't listen all the things. If you have skilled person, they the organization is required you guys. Understanding, right? There are a lot of people is required, lot of process will be there. Okay, so don't think in the negative way, always think in the positive way. Okay, so once you got the requirements, so based on the requirement they will go with the analysis means what I told you, right? Whether we can do this project or not. Once the analysis part is done, then they will go with what design part. See, designs is very very important. Layouts, once we got the designs and layouts, everything is done, then they will start the coding. After coding, you are coming in where? In testing part. So in SDLC, in what phase you are involved? Testing phase. You need to answer like this. In what phase you are involved in SDLC? Interview question. In what phase you are involved? Testing phase. So when the testing phase will come? After coding. Once the testing is done, then they will go with implementation. Implementation means release. Once the implementation is done, then they will go with what? Support and maintenance. So this is the way you need to answer in the interview. Your analysis, coding, testing. Don't tell as you like. This is the order. You need to follow that particular order. Without requirements, you cannot go with analysis. Without analysis, we cannot go with the design. Without design, the development will not start. Without development, we can't do testing. So this is the cycle. You cannot break this cycle. I remember design, I remember coding, I remember release. If you talk like that, right, they will simply reject. Okay, so you need to follow this one SDLC process. First, we will go with the requirements. After the requirements, we will go with the analysis. After the analysis, we will go with the design. After design, the coding will be start. After coding, we'll go with the testing part. See, what is the importance of testing here? Once you confirm, okay, once you said that it is working as expected, then only they will release. You are saying there are a lot of bugs, they are not ready to release that product. Understanding, right? The testing team need to give the confirmation, yes, it is working, then only they are ready to release the product in the market. Understanding, right? So we have both equal rights as per development side, as per the testing side. Okay, don't think that testers have a low priority. No, if tester is say that it is lot of bugs we found at the last moment, they won't go with release. They will stop the release also, because first they need to fix that issues, then only they will go for the release. Understanding, right? So we have the equal rights. So once the development is done, then we will go for testing. The testing is done, your guys or confirmation is given, then we are going with implementation. Once the implementation is done, then we can go with what? Support and maintenance. So this we can call it as what? Software development life cycle. You cannot break this cycle. It should comes in order. Okay. Requirement capturing, analysis, designing, coding, testing, implementation, and support and maintenance. Okay. Is it clear, guys? Anybody have any questions so far? So this is what SDLC, software development lifecycle. Tomorrow we'll see what exactly it is, and in case if the time permits, we'll see that what are the requirement specification documents like BRS, SRS, FRS. What developer will do exactly, what testing team will do exactly, we'll see tomorrow. Okay. Anybody have any questions? Every day I will ask the questions. Every day before the start the session, we'll ask the yesterday's class. So prepare well, and you will get material, and also you will get the video recordings. Okay. Anybody have any questions? Yes or no? Is it clear? You have any questions? But today's session is very very important. Structural testing and functional testing. Okay, most of the people they say white box and black box, but you always use the good words like structural testing means what, and functional testing means what. BVA is also is very very important. Boundary value analysis. Okay, and SDLC is also is very very important. Every day what you are learning, right, there is only interview questions. Okay, no need to separately, you need not prepare for interview questions. If you understand the concept, you can easily attend the interview. Okay, anybody have any question? Last call. Okay. Thank you guys. Thanks for your time. If you want any queries like material and video, you just check with the front office. They will provide the videos and the document. Okay. Thank you guys. Thanks for your time. We'll see you then tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you so much.